during last season, at the end of last season, about wanting to come back to this team and the opportunity that was presented to you here. Did you think that something like this season where you guys could get out to this first place start and kind of surprise people was possible when you were talking about that?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely thought, after last season, how well we played, and then as the offseason went on, the more guys we signed, the more, just the more confidence I have, about us just on paper, how good I thought we would look. And, that's one thing, like, it's just so much fun to play with these guys every day. I mean, it's fun to watch, and we just have such a good mix of veteran and young guys, and it makes for a really fun environment. And no one takes themselves too seriously here, and I think that's a huge part of it.
The only team you won't have to face this year, the only lineup is the Giants lineup. What do you think about this offense's approach and the way that they go about wearing starting pitchers down?
Oh man, I'm glad I'm not starting against them. I mean, they just make guys work so much, and especially a guy like myself, like I throw a lot of strike to ball pitches, and they do a really good job of laying off those pitches. So, I feel like they would kind of give me a hard time, and I'm glad that I'm on the right side of it. But yeah, it seems like every game, it's the third inning and the starter's at, 50, 60 pitches already. And, you saw it this series. We did such a good job of just battling these guys and putting the pressure on them. When you have to throw close to 30 pitches in your first inning, it's a grind, especially in a day like today when it's hot out there. And, we just continue to do that every night.
Thank you.
And Marco?
Kevin, it seems like ever since you came to the Giants, it seems like you found the real home here. And it just seems like your confidence now as a pitcher is just, kind of through the roof, and proving it this season with your record and your ERA as it currently stands. So how has it felt since you became a Giant, and then especially the difference between last year and now this year, but personally for you pitching?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a lot of fun. It's something that going into last season with the shortened season, it was, hey, we're only going to make 10 starts. Let's make sure we're locked in for every single one of them. And, obviously I was on a 1-year deal at the time. And so, there's a lot of question marks. It's like, our team's going to value this season last year. And you just didn't really know. But, it's just, we just have such a good mix of guys here and also coaches. I just think it really makes for a great environment. I think too, a lot of our pitchers want to continue to learn, we're always trying to get better. No one's like satisfied. So we watch each other's bullpens in between starts. And after the bullpen, it's like a 15-minute just talk about pitching. And I just think that's so valuable. We're all just like so locked in, and we watch each other's starts. So, we just feel like invested in each other. And I just think that's a really good thing.
Thanks.
And John Shea.
Hey, Kevin, you are obviously having an all-star type season. Would be an honor to be an all-star, but it'd be a different level of honor to actually start the game. And DeGrom actually, having this record-breaking historic season, but you've thrown a lot more pitches. Give any thought to that? And what do you think of DeGrom's year and your placement in this conversation?
Yeah, I mean, I think his numbers kind of speak for themselves. He's a guy that I think, if he's healthy and can keep doing what he's doing, then he definitely absolutely is going to start the All-Star game. I mean, if he keeps giving up no runs every time he pitches, like, he's going to start the All-Star game. He's just that dominant. And, it's pretty crazy when you have like major league guys that are making sure that they're watching his starts. That's how crazy it is. Like, he's just one of the most respected guys in the game. And, yeah, it would be great to start the All-Star game, but, that's a long ways away. I think it's, still a month away or something like that. So, we got a lot of games and a lot of starts until we get there.
And your next start is going to be a start in which, Major League Baseball and the umpires are actually going to check pitchers, for substance, the glove, the cap, the uniform, wherever. Is there any concern with you? Obviously rosin is legal, but even rosin and sunscreen, they're trying to crack down on, even though it might help a guy's grip.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not worried. I throw a split and a lot of changeups. I've never been a guy who's used it. And so, I'm not too worried. And I feel like our staff, our pitching staff in general is in a really good spot going forward. We don't have any guys that really use it. And I think even the guys that maybe do, I think it's a quick fix to not use it. I don't think there's anybody that really relies on it like some other teams do. And so I think we're in a good position.
Now, when you say relies on it, do you mean the more innocent stuff like sunscreen or the extreme stuff like spider tape?
Well, I mean, I can only speak for myself. I'm not going to speak for anybody else. I don't know what guys are using, but I just know that we as a staff don't use that. So, we're just not worried about it.
Mm-hmm. And lastly, how much, if at all, do you monitor your spin rate? I mean, that's such a big thing in recent years. Spin rate, fastball, spin rate, splitter, from day to day, start to start, or even month to month, year to year.
I mean, my spin rate has pretty much been the same my whole career. So, some days I spin it a little bit more than others. I know today I spun the ball a little bit more, but you ask anybody who was at the game today, it was pretty hot, and especially those first 3 innings, the ball was coming out pretty good. And, on a day like today, you don't really need anything. So, just rosin and sweat does the trick.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you.
And Maria.
Hey, Kevin, you guys have obviously spoken really highly about Kurt's defense, but what was it like to kind of see him break out at the plate today and kind of come through with some big hits?
Oh, it's great. It's just a matter of time. We all know the work he puts in the cages and during batting practice. He was hitting a lot of balls hard early in the year too, and just kind of had some bad luck. So, it's great to have him have a day like today. And, everybody his last AB was just hoping that, Reddick would fall down or something and he would be able to get on second. That would have been really cool. But yeah, I mean, Kurt's just, ultimate professional and goes about his job the right way. And, you can't ask for anything more from a catcher. And, he's so invested every day when he's catching.
Thank you.
Okay. And that's all we have. Thank you, Kevin.
Thanks.